Welcome back to my voice acting studio, my voiceover layer, if you will. If you saw last week's video, you know that this is where I do all my voice acting and auditions and everything like that. So I thought I would show you what it's like to go through and do auditions and get jobs. So we're gonna do that now. First thing I do, very, very important step, is I bring all of my snacks and my water and make sure I'm nice and cozy. I also sit down on my chair. Anyway, okay, so the first thing I'll do, obviously, I'll come down here and set up my computer and my microphone and everything. My microphone is already set up with all of the right settings and everything, and I didn't do that. So I can't tell you how that's done. But basically what I do is I plug it into my computer with an adapter because MacBooks don't have USBs anymore. So for the most part, I do all of my auditions through Backstage, which is an online platform for casting calls. I have all of my settings set up to only search for voice acting and only remote recording voice acting, since I have a studio and that's the whole point. Now, I do auditions and things through other platforms. There are a couple Utah filmmaker pages and things like that I'll do auditions through sometimes if I see something that I like. I've also done auditions through ACX. It's harder for me to find the time to do things through ACX, but that's something I'm actively trying to change. Although I'm not as worried about changing that right now just because I'm already working on audiobooks. ACX is almost entirely audiobooks, so I'm okay not spending as much time there and spending most of my time on Backstage. Now I'm also set up on Fiverr, which I haven't done a lot with yet. So yeah, I'm going to show you what Backstage looks like basically. So I have my search settings set up to only search voiceover jobs and only search them for roles that would fit me, like female, so-and-so age, accent styles, which I can do a few. So I do a few that aren't American, and no, I will not do them for you today. Maybe if you leave enough comments. So basically I'll go through and I'll open all of the auditions that I might be interested in new tabs, and then I'll start reading through them individually. Mostly I'm applying to everything to try and get myself as much, ability to get jobs as absolutely possible, which has been going pretty well so far. I'll go through, and as I'm reading them, I'll only X out the jobs that I am 100% not qualified for, like if the language isn't English or if the accent is one that I can definitely not do. So that's kind of what I do there. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to let my dog out. He's suddenly decided he doesn't want to be in here. Okay, so I have my whole Backstage account set up, so if that's something that you want to see, let me know, but I'm not going to show you that for today. I have it all set up. I have it set up with my resume because I've done some voice acting in audiobooks before. I also have it set up with voice samples. Some of the auditions on Backstage don't need anything other than your profile, all of your information, and voice samples. So to those, I'll go through and just apply to those right away and just do that, get that done. Then I'll go back to the ones that require a pre-screen. So a pre-screen is when they give you lines that they want you to say, and you have to go through and record those as kind of a pre-audition, basically. So I'll go through to those and just start opening the scripts and recording. So as I said in my last video, I record using Adobe Audition, set up for that, so it's pretty easy. I just make sure that my settings in Adobe Audition are right, and I'll show them here. So I make sure all my settings are right, and then I will start by saying my name and then the name of the project. And then I get into the lines that they've given me. So it's very simple. After I've set all the lines to my satisfaction, I go back through and I do some very basic mastering, basically all I need in order to just submit the role. And I'll show you what I do. Maybe I'll even show you me doing an audition. Let's see what these are. One of the Backstage tips I do have, though, is always include a cover letter. It's just a really easy thing to do that a lot of people miss. Okay, great. So this is a perfect example of a pre-screened script. It is very well done. It is one tiny paragraph, and they've said in the notes that they want it to be kind of like Alexa and kind of a little robotic, which happens to be my favorite thing to do. So I don't know if I'll leave this part in or not, but all right. opening Audition. Make sure my pop filter is in the right place. Started recording. So I always title my files the name of what I'm applying for and then my full name on the end so they know who it is. And you wait for the dogs to stop barking. Always leave a little bit of blank space at the beginning of your video. Always make sure your phone is off. That's the hardest part for me to remember. All right, and we open up our script and we go. My name is Alannah Hall, reading for the product marketing. First pancake is never a good one. My name is Alannah Hall, reading for the product marketing animated video, Secret Agent AI. A really good thing to do is warm up before you start doing voice auditions. One of my favorite things is humming into a straw with water. It goes. It is one of the best things to clear out my everything. I don't know what it is. My aunt, who's a voice teacher, she taught it to me and it's genius. Especially on days like today where I'm a little bit mucusy. So yeah, there's that hack for you. You have entered the control room. What happens beyond this point is top secret. Alright, not feeling good about that one. I usually just go for it, because the more you go for it, the better you end up being. I feel like I can do it slightly better, so I'm going to redo it. If you fail this assignment, you will never be allowed to re-enter. So first thing I do is I select my entire workspace. And the first thing I'm going to do is some simple mastering. So I go down into Special, Effects, Special, Mastering. Then you'll select the option Make Room for Vocals, which is what I do. And then I hit Apply. This was very short, so it happened very, very quickly. The next thing that I do is I'm going to get rid of some of the static background noise that just is inevitable, even when you have all of this. So I am going to highlight a small portion at the beginning, and I like to use my hotkeys. So that is Shift P. And then I'll select my entire timeline again, and then do Command Shift P, which will open my noise reduction. So now you don't want to mess with this because you've taken a custom sample, so you don't need to change anything there. All you need to do is go down and click Apply. So now a lot of that background noise is going to be gone. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm just going to take off some of this beginning part because I don't need it. Oh yeah, one of the other things that you can do is select the entire timeline again, go over to Effects, and you'll do Amplitude and Compression. So we'll click Amplify, and I usually don't adjust this a whole lot. The main thing is you just don't want there to be peaking, basically. The last thing that I do is I zoom in on the timeline, and I'll go and find little things like this notch, and I'm just going to delete that and then make sure it sounds right, which it does. So I'm just going to go through and do that really quickly. Okay, and now I'll just click save, and I'll just save that to my computer. So after you do all that, to be clear, that is not enough mastering to make it sound really good for your video or anything. If you make videos on YouTube though, that amount of mastering alone will just make your videos sound a million times better. And it's very simple. I mean, it took me less than 5 minutes. So while in a lot of cases that's not enough mastering for a finished product, for what we're doing, that is a perfect amount. It is just enough to show off your nice setup and to make it so that people can really hear your voice without being distracted by other things. So, okay, so after that, all that's left to do is upload my audition. So what I'll do is I'll upload it to SoundCloud, and then after I upload it to SoundCloud, I will attach it to Backstage because that's how they're set up to work. And yeah, add my cover letter and submit, and that's one audition done. And then I just have to do the rest of them, which is several today. But that's how I do an audition. Like that button for the process. Comment any questions that you have about this process or about any other aspect of voice acting that you might be curious about. And subscribe so you can see how this journey goes for me. And like the bell. Hit that bell so you get notified when I post new videos, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.